What is the smartest thing you have seen someone do in court? It was my dad. He was a guy who made friends with everyone, with one exception. We had an extremely cranky neighbor. She lived across the alley from us. Next to her house was an old barn used by another neighbor for his carpentry. Then past that was an empty lot that we owned. One day, my dog Foxy and I were on our empty lot picking peaches and gooseberries. Along came Mrs. Grouch, carrying a basket, I'm sure for picking fruit, our fruit. When she saw us, she leaned over and picked up a big stick from a rose bush with large thorns on it. She shook her stick and told me to keep that dog away from her. I mostly stood there and stared. Foxy thought she was threatening me. He barked at her and she swung the stick around, catching one of the thorns on her sock. It was 1948 or so. I was 5 or 6. For the court date, my parents had dressed me up and put my long hair in ringlets. I was adorable. They also brought my little dog, a fox terrier, and had him on a cheese string for a leash. Most people today won't know what that was. Back then, butchers wrapped meat and cheese in brown paper and tied them with a skinny string. In the courtroom, Mrs. Grouch was yelling about the vicious dog we were keeping. Everyone was nodding their heads at her story. Then my dad went to get me, and there I was, a small child with a tiny bouncy dog on a slim string. Everyone burst out laughing, and guess what? Mrs. Grouch lost the case.